And now it's time to add a little bit of high flying into that Money in the Bank ladder match. Will Ospreay versus Neville versus Ricochet. And here we go. So one of these three men will become the fourth entrant into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, we've got Will Ospreay and Ricochet were both picked very early on by PJ Toby in the draft. Neville is a man who has recently joined from Mayhem. Of course, as we said before, after every pay-per-view, a brand does have the option to complete one trade, mutually agreed trade, with another brand. And they also have the option to change two of their created wrestlers. PJ Toby swapped from Adrenaline Rhino over to Mayhem, and that brings Neville over to Adrenaline, which was a fantastic swap, I think. It makes perfect sense. Rhino added to the roster that has the hardcore division, Neville added to the roster that has the cruiserweight division. It just all works out pretty well. I mean, it does mean, of course, that we are going to lose the tag team of... what they're called? The tag team of Heath Slater and Rhino. But I don't think that was a big worry for PJ Toby, because he's got a lot of very good tag teams on this roster already, as shown. I think the main three tag teams... Well, you've got main four tag teams if you look at it. American Alpha, DIY, War Machine, the Briscoe Brothers, Dudley Boys, Usos, Blake and Murphy. I forgot to say that we had a couple of dark matches here this evening. And one of the results of the dark matches really surprised me. We saw Blake and Murphy defeat the Von Erichs, which was crazy. So they've got some good points out of that. And we also saw Nikki Bella defeating Tamina Snuka. So interesting couple of dark matches there this evening. And of course, remember, as I said earlier on, whoever wins this match goes through to the Money in the Bank ladder match, of course. But the two losers will compete again next week against each other. And the winner of that match will go on to face off against P.T. Williams at the Clash of the Titans pay-per-view for the Cruiserweight Championship. Mr. Shiny P.T. Williams himself. What else have we got planned for you next week? Next week you've got Phoenix and Drago versus American Alpha. Of course, Phoenix and Drago, a tag team that PJ Toby put together, who have won both their matches so far. Pete Williams is actually in action next week as well. He's going to be taking on PT... he is Pete Williams. He's going to be taking on Leo Rush next week, which will be interesting. We also have Nikki Cross versus Paige for you next week. And of course, our main event will be to put the sixth and final member into the Money in the Bank ladder match, Matt Sydal versus Roderick Strong. So it's going to be really cool, actually. Really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how who goes into the Money in the Bank ladder match and how it pans out. Can you imagine if Will Ospreay won the Money in the Bank ladder match? Chance to become the first ever... No. Chance for him to hold his first ever gold in the... He hasn't held gold yet, has he? No, he hasn't held the Cruiserweight Championship, did he? No, because I picked Ospreay, and I think he lost the championship match to Kota Ibushi, didn't he? On Octane of Old in Season 1. So none of these three guys have ever held gold in the Universe mode either, so it's a good chance for... it's a good chance for all of them, really, because, like I said, whoever wins goes into the Money in the Bank ladder match. The two losers fight it out to become the Cruiserweight #1 contender, so there's a chance that all three of these guys could end up having a very successful Clash of the Titans pay-per-view. But this is going to be an incredible high-flying match. I can just feel it straight away. As Ospreay straight away taking both of his opponents down. Can you imagine this triple threat in real life? My God. Oh, look at it. It's going crazy. It's the Spot Monkey match. Springboards, Hurricanranas. Oh, it's just everything. Everything you want from a high-flying match. And of course, I have said before that we probably are going to do some sort of King of the Cruiserweights tournament at some point. And we're going to make it an ongoing thing. It'll be something that won't happen just once. It will keep on happening over and again. But we will keep track of all the winners as time goes on. I don't know what the reward will be. Maybe a championship match against your Cruiserweight champion. For example, if someone from Adrenaline would win, they'd face off against the Adrenaline Cruiserweight champion. If someone from Octane won, then of course they would go against their Cruiserweight champion. Although I'm a little bit jealous of PJ Toby's Cruiserweight division, I must admit. I've got a few good ones, don't get me wrong. I've got more the British side of the Cruiserweights. Mark Andrews, Noam Dar, Jack Gallagher, Pete Dunne, as well as a few others. PJ Toby's obviously got the likes of Phoenix Drago, P.T. Williams, Leo Rush, Ricochet, Neville and Ospreay, of course. Cedric Alexander as well as on this roster. Rich Swann. So he's got a really good cruiserweight division as PJ Tovey. Sit out scoop slam there by Neville as Ricochet now slides out the way. I do like triple threat matches on this game. Fatal 4-Ways were really good as well, but they seem to have drifted away now. They're not quite as good as they used to be, but Fatal 4-Ways still seem to work really, really well. Standing shooting star there by Neville as Ricochet slides back in and catches Neville from behind. Knee in the face. And looking for that sunset flip bomb. Neville now rolling out the way, allowing Ricochet and Will Ospreay to go at it once again. Looked like Ricochet was setting up there for a standing Spanish fly, but Ospreay fights back now into a Salida del Sol. There's the pin. Neville's down to the outside. One. Only a 1 count. Wow, Ricochet is not allowing himself to be pinned that early. Ooh. Neville dropping on the back of Ricochet. On a big right hand right to the midriff of Will Ospreay. Neville now trying to bring Ricochet back up to his feet, but Ricochet playing possum there. Catching Neville unaware now. Ricochet looking for a springboard quesadora. And which one of these 3 men is going to be the one who makes their way into that ladder match? And you'd have to think that one of these 3 men might actually end up becoming the favourite for that as well, because their high-flying nature might make them in a ladder match a lot more successful. I'm just thinking, you know what, these three guys in a ladder match together would have been pretty awesome, wouldn't they? PJ Tovey has to do at some point a ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship. He has to do like a fatal 4-way or a 6-man ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship. That'd be amazing. Really, really would. Ospreay now on his way up to the top. Ricochet's down the outside. If Ospreay can hit a red arrow on Neville. 1, 2. Oh, Ricochet just got there in time. Ospreay hitting Neville's own finisher maneuver on him. I don't know how that busted Ricochet open. It was the back of his head on the mat, but it still busted him open somehow. But we're seeing blood. Ricochet getting caught with a neck breaker. Oh, Neville dropkick to the knee of Ospreay. And now he's in the ring alone with Ricochet. The top, has he got a red arrow of his own? No, Ricochet saw it coming and starts to crawl away. Neville resets him. Again, Neville up high. No, inverted 450 by Neville. That's Ospreay's own move. Oh, but it's only enough for a 2 count. Neville almost making his way into that Money in the Bank. And I would love that to happen in real life, you know. I think Neville deserves, when he loses the Cruiserweight Championship, I think he deserves a chance at the higher part of the card. And I think that Money in the Bank would have suited him perfectly. Of course, Money in the Bank is a SmackDown-only pay-per-view at the moment, which is a bit disappointing. I would like to have seen Money in the Bank being a joint pay-per-view and seeing 2... Oh, Pele kick there by Ricochet. Seeing 2 winners. One for Raw, one for SmackDown. Will Ospreay there with the heel kick to the gut now. Catching Ricochet into a Saito suplex. As Ospreay now turns his attention to his fellow countryman, Neville. Drops into the pin. Still only a 2 count. Ospreay bringing Neville back up to the feet. Oh, Ospreay catching Neville really well, and then that Samoan drop. It's going to take something special to finally finish one of these 2 guys off, I think. Another red arrow by Ospreay, the corkscrew shooting star press. But again, Ricochet there to break it up. Ospreay now springboard cutter on Ricochet. Drops into the pin now. Neville's down. 1, 2, and oh. I was convinced that was it. I was convinced that was game, set, match. What a match this is becoming to be between these three of the top cruiserweights in the entire world. I do have Kushida, don't I? I have Kushida on my roster. He'll be a great challenge for the king of the cruiserweights. Lucha Libre style arm drag takedown there by Ricochet. Of course, learned from his years under a mask as Prince Puma. Big knee to the side of the head of Neville as well. Ricochet with the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Neville had enough to kick out. Ricochet went for the dropkick to the back, but Neville avoids it. All three men are up in the ring for the first time in quite a long time. Didn't last very long, did it? That reverse Rana by Neville on Ricochet. Ricochet goes down like a sack of spuds. Ospreay again, springboard cutter on Neville. Maybe should have gone for the pin there on Neville. But instead he's going to work out. He's going to go for the pin on Ricochet instead. 1, 2. No, Ricochet I think had just a bit too much time to recuperate there. As Ospreay's with the elbows to the forehead of Ricochet. Neville, drop kick to the knee of Will Ospreay. Now Neville drops into the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2. Oh my god, none of these guys want to lose this match. They know how important this match is. Ricochet fighting free. Northern Light suplex on Neville. Rolls through. We've seen this before from him. It's a great combination, showing that Ricochet's not just pace, he has incredible strength as well. There's the pin. Ospreay's down on the outside. 1, 2. Oh, Ospreay just got there on the brink of 3. Oh my god, this match has stolen the show. And it was obvious it was going to. It was always going to. Oh, Ospreay Hurricane Frankensteinering. Ricochet from the top onto Neville. 1, 2. And Neville kicks out as well. Oh my word. Oh, I can't not believe what I'm seeing. I really can't believe what I'm seeing here. Ospreay bringing Neville back up to his feet. Canadian Destroyer. Now into the pin. Ricochet slowly getting up. 1, 2. Oh, and Neville kicked out. Thank God for that, because Ricochet was really not in a position there to break that one up. And that would have been a really dodgy finish. Neville went for the German, but Ospreay just flips through it. And Ricochet breaking that up straight away. There goes Neville to the outside now. Ospreay sending Ricochet into the corner. Tornado DDT. And not going for the pin though. Ricochet with the jawbreaker. Ricochet at this point in the match still able to pull off combinations like that is incredible. Ricochet back away to the corner, running single leg drop kick as well. Drop kick to the back of Ospreay. Neville is down and out on the outside. You just see him just about getting back up to his feet now. 1, 2. No, not even a 2 count there. Ricochet springboard. Was it a springboard, was it? It was a sunset flip bomb, that was. Straight into the pin. 1, 2. Ospreay, just sure he was a little bit too slow, Ospreay, but Neville was able to kick out. These three guys, my word. Ricochet, there's the Northern Lights, rolls through, and now deadlifts Neville up into a suplex. Ospreay now taking Ricochet down. If Ospreay can pin Neville here, he could win. There's the pin. 1, 2, and oh my god. What is this game doing to me? It really is. It's just such a stressful night. Crazy. This isn't even the main event. It should be the main event, really, shouldn't it? I think me and PJ Toby might have dropped a bollock here. This really should have been a main event. Really should have been. Don't know why Ospreay there is just standing, staring at the grounded Neville. Seems a bit weird to me. You'd think he'd be looking to continue the assault, wouldn't you? Now he sees that Ricochet's back up on his feet as well. Ricochet goes straight into the ring steps. Ospreay ducking the clothesline attempt by Neville. Ospreay now sending Ricochet back into the ring. Big boots aside ahead of Ricochet, who's still bleeding quite heavily. Ospreay with a pin. Neville slides back in the ring. Neville, why were you... See, this is what frustrates me half the time. It's like that match could have ended there, and that would have been so frustrating because it shouldn't have ended there. Neville power slam on Ospreay. Neville now, this could be all, you know, dragon suplex, bridges for the pin. 1, 2, no, Ricochet kicks out as well. This match is just incredible. Oh, Neville now locks in an armbar on Ricochet. Will he win by submission? Ospreay's there to break it up. Damage has been done, or has it? Standing Spanish fly by Ricochet on Neville now. Oh my word. Ricochet, Northern Light suplex. Rolls it through. Into the suplex. Neville's down on the outside. This could be Ricochet's chance if he gets the pin. Neville stirring. 1, 2, and... Why? What is happening here? Oh my god, I can't understand why this match is not finishing. I really can't. That was the perfect time. That was Ricochet again with a pin. 1, 2, and again a 2 count. It's getting closer and closer though. Neville slides back in. Forearm to Ricochet. Ricochet fighting back with a forearm of his own. Ooh, Neville catching the leg. Taking Ricochet down for the Hurricanrana. Now Neville looking for a deadlift. German bridges for the pin. 1, 2, and again Ospreay has just got... I don't know what someone's done here to Ospreay's stats, but he must have like the best pin escape on the entire game. Reverse Rana by Neville now as well. Now just wrenching back at the neck of Ospreay. But Ricochet breaking up that potential submission. These 3 guys, my god. These 3 freaking guys. Ricochet springs over with a leg drop. Now the pin on Neville. 1, 2, and again it's still not enough. Ospreay jumps back over the top rope. All 3 guys back in the ring. Ospreay taking a second in the corner to recuperate. Oh, Ospreay's not even noticed that Ricochet's gone for a pin. Oh. And Ricochet was unlucky there. Ospreay almost completely screwed that one up. Neville, dragon suplex, bridge, and pin. Ricochet breaks it up before the referee even gets to a 1 count. Jawbreaker by Ricochet. Neville drops. It's Ricochet and Ospreay in the ring now. What has Ricochet got planned? Oh, what has he got planned here? Drop kick to the seated Will Ospreay. Ricochet just getting caught though by the boot of Ospreay now. Front chancery. This bloody match is incredible. I can't believe this has gone on for as long as it has though. Sunset flip bomb. Will he hold it for the pin? He does. But Neville's back up. 1, 2, and Neville does break it up on a 2. Neville reverse Rana on Will Ospreay. And Neville, the only man on his feet now, going for the pin on Ospreay. Ricochet still out of it. 2. And again, it's only a 2. What is up with this? I have no idea. Neville with a DDT. Ricochet fighting free. The dropkick to the back of the head of Neville. Into the pin. Neville's been busted open now as well. It's only Ospreay who's not bleeding yet. And again, it's still not enough to keep Neville down this time. Ricochet now into the pin. Not into the pin, it's the head scissors, shall I say. Now he's into the pin. But Ospreay breaks it up. Ospreay, Saito suplex on Ricochet. Oh, this could be interesting. Ospreay up to the top now. And there is the Red Arrow once again. 2. And Will Ospreay does do it. My God, what a match. What a freaking match that was. And Will Ospreay is finally the man who comes out on top victorious. And there is that Red Arrow. That corkscrew shooting star press earlier on. There's the inverted 450 by Neville, which again was not enough to pick up the victory. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe this match. I really couldn't. So much stuff going on. And you see this Saito suplex earlier on. And there was a lot of action, a lot of back and forth. There was so many opportunities for everybody to win. Dropkick to the back there. This is how long the match was. Look how long the replays are in general. Some of these replays are awful though. That was a replay of a dropkick to the back of the head into a pin. But again, was only enough for a 2 count. Neville was never going to get there in time. And here you see the Red Arrow, the corkscrew shooting star press. It was enough to keep the king of the cruiserweights, Neville, down. So it's Will Ospreay going on to Money in the Bank, and we're going to see Neville versus Ricochet again next week to fight it out to become the #1 contender for P.T. Williams' Cruiserweight Championship. What a win for Will Ospreay, and what a bloody match. What an incredible match that was. I can't wait to see that match again, maybe for the Cruiserweight Championship at some point in time.